Have you ever had a project so big that you didn't know where to start? Well, in this video series, we're going to unpack what it looks like to purchase a home in the state of Washington and hopefully right here in the beautiful Peninsula. Well, my name is Angelyna and I am going to be your tour guide for the buyer roadmap. And welcome to step 4, which is writing the offer. And if you're a current homeowner and need to replace your home, you don't always need to go contingent on an offer. So stay tuned and I'll explain. So in the 4th step of the home buying roadmap, it's time to write your offer. You found that perfect home. Congratulations. There are many things that go into writing an offer, and I'm going to touch on the basics. The buyer's agent will be in contact with the listing agent, making sure that they have all of the pieces that they need to be able to write the offer that's going to satisfy both seller and buyer. And some things to think about when writing the offer. What's your purchase price going to be like? In a competitive situation, which right now is Paulsbo in the Gig Harbor market, the list price might be different than the purchase price. It's not always the same. Sometimes you have to negotiate up, or sometimes you can offer a lower price as well. And then what is your close date going to be? Standard close dates for buyers who need a loan are about 30 days. But if you work with phenomenal lenders, such as myself, we would be able to close sooner. And that's assuming that the seller is interested in closing sooner. And then you also want to consider what your earnest money amount is going to be. Simplest way to explain it is that it's a third party that holds your funds for the time that you are under contract. And that's showing that, it's showing the seller that you have a good faith effort to move forward and purchase the home. So it's kind of like a promise to do business with the seller. And that is between 1 and 3% of the purchase price. And if you're in a competitive situation, the higher percent earnest money will sometimes be what wins the deal. And then if you're doing an inspection, how many days do you want to conduct your inspection? 3, 5, 7, 10, those are all options. And if there's a well, that's the primary source of water, how many days are you gonna do a well inspection? Standard around here is 10. It does take a while to get an inspector out to inspect the well and get samples back and such. And then we would also add something in regards to financing or the cash that you have down. We let the seller know the minimum percentage or dollar amount of your down payment. And then maybe we're asking the seller to put money down as far as seller paid closing costs, what type of loan you have, and then if you're a cash buyer, how soon you can show funds in your account. Or we put in a home sale contingency, meaning that we need to rely on the funds from your existing home in order to pay for the home that you're writing an offer on. Now, if that's the case, again, you don't always need that form, and I will explain that in a moment. And then once we submit your offer to the listing agent, they're going to review it with their client, and one of 3 things is going to happen. Number 1, they could say no. Number 2, we negotiate, which means they submit back to us what's called a counteroffer, which actually voids the first offer, and now the seller is presenting us with an offer. And then we continue to negotiate terms until we agree to move forward or the deal fizzles out. And then the third option is they simply say yes, and we move on to the 5th step in the buyer roadmap. If you are a current homeowner and you need to replace your home, you don't always need to go contingent. And especially if you're putting an offer in on a home that's new to the market or in a fast-paced market, contingent offers, which is that form, will likely not be accepted. So what are your other options? I do have another video on my channel that goes deeper into your options, but briefly, you can just apply for a loan. You might be surprised what you get. You can turn your home into a rental. You just need a rental agreement and a deposit into your account showing that there is an additional source of income. You can draw from your retirement or your current funds. You can apply for a bridge loan. And then there's also a third-party system out there called HomeLight or something similar that will bridge that gap for you. Again, there's another video in my channel that talks more about each one of these. To continue on the buyer roadmap, click the next video for step 5, which is the home inspection process.